Welcome back to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast, where we talk about all things smoked meat and so much more, including hilarious stories about our farm-to-table lifestyle and our love of the outdoors. I'm your host, Trevor. This week we're talking about smoked tri-tip beef dips. And remember, the full video with recipe gets posted to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast group on Facebook. We're growing a community of barbecue and cooking enthusiasts. Be sure to post your pictures and videos, ask questions, and discuss with other members. You can hit subscribe on any of the BBQ Beautiful reels to join, and while you're there, give us a like to grow the community even more. Don't forget to get qualified for the Barbecue Brag to Win giveaway contest. Episode 19, let's do this. Welcome back to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast. Today, again, here with Kyle, and we're talking about our beef dip.
Yes.
So we're doing a smoked tri-tip beef dip,
Yes.
and it wasn't horrible.
No.
It turned out pretty good.
Yeah. That seems to be your go-to. When we were snowmobiling, I remember you ordering beef dips.
That's always been my go-to, especially going to a pub.
Right.
Just because love Alberta beef, obviously, and I find when I go to a restaurant and I order a steak, I always walk away thinking I can cook that better at home.
Yeah.
And then with the price tag they're charging you for it too,
Yeah.
it's just never really satisfied when I order a steak. So beef dip's always been my go-to because I just love to get that beef.
Yeah. And for me, it was something I never ordered. My wife orders them sometimes, and that's the only time I'll eat her leftovers or something like that. But for some reason, it was just never my go-to. But now, now that I went through everything, the whole process with you of preparing it and cooking it and slicing and doing everything and building it.
Yeah.
Um, it's definitely something that I'm going to be doing way more often now, for sure. Because they're fantastic and they're not hard to make
They're
at all.
easy,
Right?
and they're great. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's something I'm going to be leaning more towards. And and if you've never made them, I encourage you to give it a shot. And Trevor does a good job of walking you through all the steps too. Like if you go to our Facebook page and watch the video, and the whole recipe and the video and everything to walk you through everything is there. So it makes it easy, and it's definitely, once you do it, it's just my first time cooking a brisket. It's scary and stuff like that. You're like, I don't want to wreck anything. But once you do it, you're like, holy crap, that was easy. And I'll be doing this way more often now. So
The beauty of beef dips is for this one, we're using tri-tips.
yeah,
Perfect vessel to build a beef dip.
right.
They're amazing. They smoke up good. But that doesn't mean you can't use any cut of beef.
Right.
Especially if you have leftovers, prime rib, pot roast. It doesn't have to be sliced either. If you've got shredded or pulled beef, it would make an amazing beef dip sandwich.
Really? Okay.
So use whatever cut you got. And again, if you cook a big roast, this is a good way to use it the next day versus trying to reheat a big slab of it, right?
Yeah. I find, for me, my opinion is it's hard to eat leftovers when it comes to roasts and stuff like that. I'm not a fan of leftover roast whatsoever.
No.
But if you were to slice it up and, make the au jus and cook it in there, you're totally starting from scratch almost, and it comes out perfect.
Yeah, it's exactly, because this is a multi-step cook, so you're cooking it, multiple times and bringing it to rare and then finishing it and the jus and on. So it's exactly like having a leftover roast that's been sitting in the fridge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then another thing that we were talking about that's pretty important is if you're going to do a beef dip, and for ours, we had an au jus and then we had the nacho cheese sauce.
Yes, we did.
So you got to have a bread or a bun that's going to hold up to that.
Yeah.
So the crispy baguette was the way to go.
Yeah.
And if when you get a baguette and you leave it on the counter and it gets hard and you can basically bang that thing on the counter like a brick.
Right.
Perfect, because when you dip it,
yeah,
it's completely bringing it back to life, and it's going to hold up and still have some chew versus using a soft bun, you dip it and now it's disintegrating and all the meat's falling out. And
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
so having a good bread and then give it a toast. Just another way to take it over the top.
Yeah, that's what I did. I brought all that stuff that we'd sliced home there, and actually made beef dips last night again
Nice.
out of it. And I had a bunch of family over and stuff, so it was dinner time. I'm like, hey, anybody want got all this beef here? And so I made beef dips for everybody, and they were
The other
super
thing that's
stoked.
stuck in my mind, I can't get it out, and we're gonna have to try it, is remember when we were talking about building it on a garlic bread loaf?
Yes, right. Yes.
So whether you buy one of those pre-made ones and use that as your bun,
Yeah.
or build your own
Mm-hmm.
garlic butter, big French bread, get
Throw
it
it
in
under
the
the
oven and toast
broiler and
it.
melt that garlic butter, and oh yeah, that's
And then build your beef dip. I don't think that would be horrible either.
yeah, for sure.
But for you, I don't know if I need to guess, but au jus or the cheese for the dip?
The cheese,
The
for
cheese, eh?
sure. Yeah. The au jus was good, obviously, too, but as soon as I dipped it in that nacho cheese, I was like, I love nacho cheese. So that was just like, yeah, this is home for me. And yeah.
Clear winner.
Oh man, that was incredible. If you've never dipped a beef dip in nacho cheese, that's totally the way to go. But depending on your nacho cheese too, right? You gotta like that recipe that you have for your nacho cheese is insane. And that's exactly what you want when you think of nacho cheese is that recipe. So it's not like those cans that you buy at the store of the nacho cheese. Like that stuff doesn't taste good at all,
Right?
right? But this stuff was completely incredible. And
It's
mhm,
simple. I mean, it's simple to make.
right.
So, I mean, the recipe's there, give it a shot, and you can use that on it's endless.
Yeah.
Breakfast hash, substituted for hollandaise sauce,
Yeah.
eggs benny,
Yeah.
loaded fries.
I know.
And
It's
the other thing is, this leads into because there was the cheese, you could easily make a cheesesteak.
right.
So grill up some onions and peppers and then add that.
Yeah, if you got your meat sliced and yeah, you can and it'd be easy to do both at the same time. If somebody wants just like the regular beef dip and then somebody wants a Philly cheesesteak, you've already got everything already done pretty
Yeah,
much. You're cooking some extra vegetables for one,
yes.
right?
Oh, for sure. And it would be my mouth's watering just thinking about it. I
Yeah.
love cheesesteaks. I never even thought of it at the time, but
Yeah.
man, would
Yeah.
that have been good?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And I mean, for the listeners, what do you guys use on beef dips or cheesesteaks, right? What sauces are you using? Are you using something different? I mean, cheese is out there. It's not something you typically see in a pub.
Yeah, like I would have just made an au jus because that's typical. And then you made that nacho cheese sauce. And I was like, what? This is way better. But what have you dipped yours in?
Yeah.
That was like blew your socks off.
Head to our Facebook page and let us know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the community we started with the BBQ Beautiful Podcast page. And that's what that page is all about. And that's communication between, fellow barbecue
Yeah.
enthusiasts to share recipes and, critique us or whatever you want to do. And, but it's all about the community and sharing stuff. So that's perfect.
Right. And I think for this cook, especially when you add the cheese, you have the beef, you have the bread grilled. I mean, it's rich, right? It's a
It is.
so for sides, I mean, you could easily go with the fries and the potato salad and the typical stuff, but you might want to go with something lighter like a Caesar salad
Right.
or like a Mexican corn salad or something just to freshen it up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, honestly, you have, especially with the size we made those, if you ate that whole thing with that huge piece of bread and all that beef and the sauces, and then you ate a whole plate of fries, like you're gonna be
Yeah. Right.
crippled full,
Yeah.
like crippled full.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Salad would go good with something like that just to round it out a bit.
And then another thing too is if you don't have a smoker, there's no reason you can't make them, right? These can be done
Yep.
in the oven, in a crock pot,
Hmm.
whatever cooking apparatus you have. I mean, there's people that don't like the smoke flavor
Yeah.
or like less of the smoke flavor. So
Yeah.
another way I've cooked them is I've smoked them for a shorter amount of time and then braised the meat. Amazing.
Right.
Absolutely amazing.
So you just make like a beef stock and throw it in that
Yeah.
and let it.
So basically you have your au jus and then you're going to braise it directly in there so that meat is just crazy tender.
You're gonna flavor that au jus even more.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So that was absolutely delicious. And you've seen how tender like the turkey drumsticks get when we braise them.
Right.
So you get a little smoke on them and then braise it. They're incredible.
So you smoke it and then slice it and then
Yep.
braise it?
And then just turn it on super low.
Yeah, because you couldn't braise it and then slice it thin like that. So you'd have to.
Probably 210 to 225 and then just let it simmer away in the oven for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then pull that out and have a taste. Have your onions in there, some garlic.
Totally. Yeah.
Now let's have a little sneak peek of when Kyle was actually tasting this sandwich. The big smoked tri-tip beef dip. Here we go. We cooked it to rare. We pulled it at 115. By the time it rests, it probably climbed another 5 degrees and
Yeah.
finished at 120-ish.
Right.
So you got a rare piece of meat, firms up in the fridge, put it in the slicer, and then heat up your jus and dip it into finished cooking.
Right.
And you just need a couple minutes and that's the final product. So
Yeah, it didn't take long. So I'm new to the beef dips. I've never made it before, and I've only ordered it a few times in my life at a restaurant too. So
yeah. All right.
yeah, I was looking up some stuff on beef dips, and I came across the kind of the history of it. And take a guess of where you think the first beef dips claim to be made, and it's L.A.
California.
Yeah, so there's 2 restaurants there that are trying to claim the fame to it, but
That's funny because isn't it called the French dip too?
yeah, French dip and beef dip are its 2 names, but it comes from LA. I was thinking for sure Paris or something, right? But
Well, and I think LA, I definitely don't think French.
no. So there's a couple restaurants there that claim fame, and there's other rumors about the chef dropping the bun in the au jus by accident and all that kind of stuff. But it was kind of funny. I kind of went down the rabbit hole a bit on that. And
Actually, speaking of that, that's one alteration you can make to this recipe.
mm-hmm.
So again, for us, to hold up to the sauce is a crispy bread, right? Like a baguette style bun.
Right.
But if I'm inside in the kitchen and I feel like making a mess, like we shouldn't make a big mess right here.
Right.
Take this, hold it with the tongs, and dip it once.
Okay.
Dip the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just to get that bun nice and.
That's some of the variations I was looking at, is that some would do that. They would either dip cut the bun in half and then dip those faces just in the au jus. Some would dip before they cut it, would just dip the whole bun in.
Yeah.
So there's all these different ways that
And then just to give it a little more crunch inside, buttered and then toasted the bun.
right. I always toast my buns. Like, it's definitely makes a huge difference doing that. So.
And good luck trying to get this into you without making a mess. So.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing with beef dips is you're dipping. It's a mess. So.
And have a cold beer with it.
Right.
Perfect to have a craft beer or a draft.
Yeah.
Couple small pops and a beef dip.
Right. Brings you back to those sledding days, eh?
Oh yeah. But I'll let you get in there first, so we're not both chewing at the same time, and give it a.
What do I
give it a
eating,
try
meeny, miny,
in
mo this to which
in
dip
the
am I
jus
going
first
for?
and then the cheese.
Okay. We'll stick with the standard and go with the au jus. Give it a little soak.
Yeah.
Losing meat in there.
Tenderize that bun.
That horseradish.
Yeah. It just puts it over the top.
Oh.
It's creamy. It's got a little bit of bite, and I just love horseradish with beef.
Me too. Yeah. And it's not, I was wondering with that sriracha how spicy it would be. It's perfect. This is like,
Just a little bit, yeah.
yeah, this is perfect. Yeah.
And then just light smoke, because again, it was only on the pit for, I believe, an hour 20.
Right.
So it's not like a brisket, right, where it's
Yeah.
been smoking away all day.
Pretty quick, easy cook, really.
Yeah, and this is all these things are good to give to people if they're just starting out with smoked meat, or you
Right.
have someone in the house that doesn't prefer crazy smoke.
Right. Yeah. This definitely doesn't taste like a crazy smoke.
Yeah.
I'm going for the cheese now.
Yeah.
It's getting messy. Mm.
Yeah, they're not super clean sandwiches, but
I love nacho cheese.
we
Like-
brought the wet naps in this time.
Mhm.
Smartened up a little. Thoughts with the cheese?
I like it better than the au
Do
jus
ya?
for sure. And I knew I would. I love nacho cheese.
All right, guys, to watch this video and get the recipes for this cook, go to the Facebook page, subscribe to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast group, and comment, share. If you have a video, if you got pictures of anything you're doing, let us know.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from you.
Taking questions, would love to hear from you. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. I'm Trevor.
And I'm Kyle.
See you later.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time for our barbecue giveaway that we're calling Barbecue Brag to Win. One lucky listener will win some amazing barbecue merch that'll take your outdoor cooking to a whole new level. Whether you're a backyard beginner or a seasoned pit master, this giveaway is going to be for you. So what's up for grabs? First, a BBQ Beautiful bundle. This includes one BBQ Beautiful base layer, honey heat, brisket rub, and a spicy chimney from our lineup of seasonings and rubs. Next, one t-shirt and hat of your choice from the BBQ Beautiful website, www.barbecuebeautiful.ca. And of course, there's going to be free shipping. How to enter? First, make sure you're subscribed to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast on your favorite podcast platform. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode or an announcement. Next, connect with us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok at BBQ Beautiful. Then share our latest episode on your stories or feed, and don't forget to tag us. Use the hashtag BBQBragToWin. BBQ BRAGTOWIN. This way we can easily find your posts. Finally, drop a comment on our giveaway post telling us about your favorite barbecue recipe, or share your best barbecue tip, pictures, or videos. And here's the kicker. For each additional entry you want to earn, simply engage with us. Like and share the posts, comment on our episodes, or even send us a voice message with your barbecue questions or stories. The more you interact, the more chances you have to win. So get creative and show us your barbecue. Let's talk about the timeline. You have until the 25th of each month to enter. You don't want to miss it, and who knows, it could be you. Why are we putting on this giveaway? Well, we want to express our thanks to each and every one of you who tunes in each week. Your support means the world, and this giveaway is our way of giving back to this amazing barbecue community that we're building together. And we really do want to hear from you. So what topics do you want us to cover in future episodes? Are there any barbecue legends or techniques you want us to dive into? Share your thoughts in the comments when you enter the giveaway. This is all about community, and we want to make sure that we're bringing the content you all love. So to recap, subscribe to the podcast, follow us on social, share our latest episode using hashtag BarbecueBragToWin, and comment on our giveaway post. It's that easy. Get excited because this is your chance to elevate your barbecue game with some awesome gear. Good luck to everyone out there, and may the best griller win.